everyone, and this is Savannah with Just Savannah Things and a Bubba. So today I'm going to be talking about cats, and I'm going to be drinking milk while I do it. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is declawing. Should you or should you not? Well, you shouldn't, okay? Don't do it. Please, don't do it. Your cat needs their claws because they have to be able to flex to keep their joints and whatnot healthy. And they also need to be able to defend themselves. Hey, well, you may say, oh, my cat's an indoor cat. Yeah, what if your cat escapes, though? Like, you're gonna need to make sure that your cat is protected. Okay, second thing. Deterring or / punishment. And if you hear that noise, that is Johnny in the background. So, you may be saying, well, what can I do if my cat is scratching me and, you know, I don't like it? Well, one, if you can't deal with that, if you can't deal with the fact that cats scratch, you probably shouldn't have a cat because it's just something they do. I mean, look at me. You see that? That's from Bubba. That's normal. I mean, if I don't have scratches on me, something's wrong. They don't do it out of meanness most of the time. They're just doing it because they want to play. And they don't understand that they're actually hurting you. So what you can do is distract or spray them with a water bottle. Like spray, water, whatever. Anyways, the spraying the water thing doesn't always work. And the deterring thing doesn't always work. But it may work in certain situations, depending on the situation. Okay, for example, alright, Bubba would probably do good with a spray bottle. But he's, I'm lazy, okay? I'm just gonna be honest, I'm lazy. So most of the time, we just, put him in another area if he's doing something wrong. Because usually he's on the counter trying to eat something, or he's in the bed trying to attack our feet. So what we do is we take him and put him on the ground, or if he's in the kitchen trying to eat something, we take him and put him in another room. And it keeps him from trying to get back in there. He's probably like, oh, hey, they're just gonna do this again. Sometimes we have to do it again. Huh. Anyways, Johnny is a scratcher. Like, as in, she likes to scratch things. She doesn't scratch me. Bubba's the scratcher in that department. Anyways, she likes to scratch the futon. So, not that we really care about the futon, but when we get a couch, like an actual couch, we're not going to want her to scratch on it. So, one of the things that the lady that I adopted her from told me was, if your cat is scratching on something they're not supposed to, all you have to do is to pick them up and put them where they're supposed to be scratching. Like, invest in a scratch post if you haven't already. Like, they really need that. We have a kitty condo that has the scratching posts attached to it. This one has it attached to it, but they don't really like it that much. So, we just place them there and they just scratch on that. And that's, it's easy, simple. Don't have to hit your cat. You don't hit your cat. Because when you bop them on the nose, you're damaging nerves. And that's not good. You want your cat to have all its nerves undamaged, so it can lead a healthy lifestyle. Third thing, food and water. So, as you may have noticed, me and Johnny and Bubba have decided to have a little system here. Johnny is a water drinker. She drinks so much water, it's insane. And since we have Bubba, we need to be able to have water readily available and hard to get food pieces and dirt and stuff in. So we have an automatic water dispenser. You can find them pretty cheap. I think that one's probably about $10. And we have an automatic food dispenser too for them. And they know how to get the food out themselves. So, you know, a cat will find a way if you forget to shake it and make sure that there's food in there. Don't forget, okay? Alright, it's best if you don't. So, with the water thing, you don't have to worry about cleaning the food one as much unless you're putting like wet food in there with it, which I don't know why you would, but I don't know, whatever, people are different. So with the water thing though, you want to make sure that when you change out the water that you clean it too, because there's a slime that likes to gather on it, which is really gross. And you don't want stuff growing all up in your cat's water dish. Like, it's not a petri dish, it's a water dish. So there's that. Also, do not give your cat milk. I say this because animals are naturally supposed to be lactose intolerant after they're weaned. Now, some cats can drink milk, and that's whatever, but most cats have diarrhea and stomach issues from drinking milk. And people don't realize this because it's like a little stereotype, and it probably needs to die because it's not really healthy for cats. So, okay, fourth thing. On the subject of food, when choosing a food for your cat, make sure that the first ingredient is meat. Not byproduct or grain or vegetables. No, okay? You want to make sure it's meat. Cats are carnivores primarily, so they need meat to survive. I've actually heard, now it wasn't from like an accredited source or anything, but I did hear that if a cat doesn't have certain proteins that you can get from meat and amino acids, then they can go blind, which is probably true. All I know is that cats need meat. They need it. Don't argue with me on that. Go look it up. So much research. Talk to your vet, okay? Now, just because you might be saying, oh, well, then the most expensive food is probably the best food. No. Do your research. And I am serious. I was paying way too much for food because I thought it was like the best food on the market. It's not. They were lying about what they were putting in their food. They were putting byproducts in there when they said that they weren't. And they lost their second lawsuit. So, when I adopted Bubba, he was on this stuff called Authority. And Authority is a PetSmart brand. Much like the brand at Petco, which is Solistic, I think. Authority is fairly cheap. It's $10 for, I think it's like a 4-pound bag, which is a lot if you have one cat. And it has meat as the first ingredient, no byproducts, I think, and it's just really good. It's better for the cats than what I was feeding them. So just make sure that the first ingredient is meat, okay? I think this is the fifth tip. Fifth. Okay. So, litter. Let's talk about litter. If you have allergy problems, like myself, you do not want to get that litter that has the little smelly good beads in it to, odor control. That stuff makes me, die. Seriously, my nose gets all runny and it's awful. I'm allergic to it, I think. So I have, I've been using, ever since I adopted Johnny, I've been using the blue walnut based litter. It's like this, it's crushed walnuts, and it doesn't really have a smell to it at all. And it masks, litter box smell pretty well. It's a little pricey. But it works. So, and I mean, it lasts so much longer. I only have to change out the litter itself once a month. Of course, I have to scoop it out 2-3 times a week, depending, because we have 2 litter boxes, so it's not as bad. And you can get that PetSmart or Petco, and if you're in another part of the world that's not the United States, I don't know. But anything that's not clay litter, like, you know, walnut shells, let's see, anything that will absorb and clump is good, just that's not clay. There's corn. I've seen that you can get the Arm & Hammer that's like crushed corn. I don't know how that works, but I don't know. If you've tried it, you know, comment below. And another thing about litter boxes is that, you know, indoor cats need them. So about the litter thing, one, you may want to invest in a litter box that's closed. Okay. Second, I'm sorry, I am itchy. Okay. Another thing, people kind of get scared to have a cat indoors because they don't know what to do to house train them. Now, house training a cat is not nearly as difficult as house training a dog. Okay? All you have to do is place your cat inside the litter box with litter in it and let them know that's where they go to the bathroom. They will know that's where they go to the bathroom because it's the only area where they can dig stuff and, you know, go to the bathroom in. Now, if you have house plants, which we've never had a problem with this, but other people may have, and your cat might try to go in there if they're not house trained. But just make sure that you're patient with your cat, and if they make mistakes, which they usually don't, just be patient and let them know that they need to go to the bathroom in the litter box. But all you have to do is just place them in there and let them know. They'll know, okay? Cats are very smart. They'll know. So, anyways, and my last tip number 6. Okay, when choosing, you know, toys and, you know, little home thing for your pet to climb on, because cats love to climb and they love to play. You're going to want to make sure that whatever you get does not have a lot of choking hazards. You'd be surprised what pet stores will sell that's really not good for your cat to play with. I have been to a big chain pet store before and I've looked at their toys and there were so many choking hazards. I was like, oh my gosh, my cat will die within like 5 minutes of playing with this. Oh my god. So you just want to make sure that whatever you get is something that they can't really like break and swallow something out of it. Now this, they don't even really play with this, to be honest. So I'm not really worried about it. But say this was to break and they swallowed it. That would be a big vet bill. And, you know, but this is very well made. They're not going to break it because I don't think their jaws are that strong. And so I typically don't buy anything with bells attached to it because if they do rip it off, because Johnny and Bubba both, they like to rip off stuff. They're really bad about that. So I can't have anything that has a bell that's hanging off. Now, I do have a couple of toys that do, but they don't play with them, so it's not that big of a deal. Just be careful what you give your cat to play with. Make sure that it's, you know, like, they do better with crinkly toys and, like, the little stuffed animals that have their crinkle toys in them. That's what my cats play with. Okay. So, I hope that I enlightened you on that stuff right there that I, you know, with the toys, because a lot of people don't think about that. So, I hope you have enjoyed today's vlog here about cats. I thought we would do something less heavy because next week I'm planning to do my vlog on depression and how to handle it and what it's like, you know, maybe an explanation because some people don't realize what it is. But anyways, I hope, oh Johnny, that everyone enjoyed this and I answered some questions, hopefully. Mwah! Yes, I kiss my cats. They're my babies. Anyways, I hope that everyone enjoyed. And if you have any comments, questions, or whatever, just, hit up that comment section. Make sure you press the subscribe button. And if you have any complaints about my life, then I guess you can comment about that too. I don't know if I'm going to care, but yeah. Alright, so bye everyone. See you next week.